tune ever since you left, ever since you bounced, ever since you split like the earth's in Miss Biz. It's been a year since I tried to put the ring around your finger like Saturn, but the patterns won't switch. You calling me a bitch? Wow, such foul words from the bird that I put.
What's going on, people? It's your boy Sephdaddy back again with that good Sephdaddy sports talk. Today we got the best day in football fan history. Today is the Super Bowl. This year we're featuring two blue collar teams in the NFL. The last two left, really. You're dealing with the Pittsburgh football Steelers and the Green Bay Packers. So I'm here just to give my outtake before the game actually happens. Break down both teams a little bit, go over what I think will be very key, and then give my prediction. You know, it's only hours before kickoff. I apologize, had a few things go down, but I'm here, and I'm hoping y'all listen to me. Let's start off with these Steelers, man. Now, the Steelers, great season. They're the 12-4 Steelers, second seed in the playoffs. Had a bye week this year, but they got the 12-4 despite not having Big Ben for the first 4 games of the season due to suspension. I thought that was very key, but even still, he had 3,200 yards passing and 17 touchdowns this season. Not bad at all for a guy who didn't even play the first 4 games. Think that he's a very solid quarterback. The best thing about Big Ben is his ability to stretch the play. He doesn't go down very easily. A lot of teams have a difficult time with tackling him with one player. It's usually going to take two, or you just got to wrap him up and grab those arms because he'll still make the throw halfway to the ground. Kind of want to talk about their defense. Very key, very strong defense. Second in the league in total defense, with only allowing 276 yards a game. Now that attests to a strong front seven with Jerome Harrison, who fit the most targeted player in the league, along with Woodley. Now they both had great seasons, with Woodley being fined a lot for a lot of his hits. Also, with Woodley coming to the left side, he's got a sack in each of their postseason games. Now, so far this season, they were 12th against the pass and first against the run. Now, against the run, they're only allowing 62 yards a game. That's major numbers. That means that most teams don't get over 100 rushing against these guys anyway. It's very rare. I think the last team to do it was actually the New York Jets in their season game against them, like mid-season. Some of the keys to this game: they had a first round bye in the playoffs, so I think they're a little more fresh than the Packers. They have the advantage. This is the third time here, you know, third time here in 6 years. This is Tomlin's second time in 3 years. And I think Tomlin's a very solid coach. I don't think he gets a lot of credit for his coaching, but he's a very solid coach. They've been here before, so they were ready for the hustle and bustle of the game. They were ready for all the fans in their face. They were ready for all the media day. They've been here before, so in that sense, you know, they're kind of comfortable, and I think that holds a lot of weight when you're talking about some of the biggest game of these players' lives. Secondary is probably their weakest point. They were only 12th in the league, and they were giving up a lot of passing yards, 214 a game. That's their weakness, in my opinion. I think if you can get the ball off and attack that secondary, you'll be fine, which the Packers haven't had a problem doing this whole postseason. Major key for them: get to Aaron Rodgers. If you get to Aaron Rodgers, I think that minimizes what the Packers can do. He is the key to their offense. That's the key for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Packers. And again, people, excuse me, I got a little cold. Still trying to get over it. Packers. Got to talk about my home team. Now, I'm a native of Wisconsin, so I'm favoring the Packers. They're the favorite overall. They're actually a 2.5-point favorite, which is kind of shocking because they're a 10-6 team. However, everybody knows that when it comes to football, it's not about who's the better team sometimes. It's just about who's hot. And right now, Wisconsin is hot. They're coming off clutch victories to get into the playoffs. They've been a road team this whole time. They've had to beat the number 1 and number 2 seeds at home, and they've been able to do that successfully because they finally got what we call a run game. Packers had lost Ryan Grant early in the season, the first game, and seemed to have walked away from their run game with Brandon Jackson not quite being able to pick up the slack as they thought he would. What happened was later in the season, a guy named Starks pops up, and all of a sudden he's running the ball. He's a rookie out of Buffalo, and he's running the ball downhill. This guy is exactly what I think the Packers need and the type of runner they need. He's a one-cut downhill kind of guy, and he's been putting up great numbers for the Packers so far in the playoffs. He's got 263 yards and over 20 carries a game, and I don't think any Packer was getting over 20 carries a game almost the whole season. The Packers, well, Aaron Rodgers, for one, is 6 touchdowns, 2 interceptions this season. His 2 interceptions came against the Chicago Bears, which is, I mean, a given. That's their rival. The Bears know Rodgers more than anything, and they always give Rodgers problems. The defense for the Packers, 5th in total yards, allowing 309 a game. They're 5th against the pass, and allowing 194, and 18th against the run, which is 114 yards per game. But they got to be the second best defense against the run, in my opinion. From what I've seen, numbers can be numbers, but it's hard to go against that front seven. They suffered a lot of injuries, and for the guys to step in the way they did, it was actually great. Again, like I said, the Packers are really hot right now. That's what they got going for them, and they've been road warriors. I mean, they've gone everywhere and won. These two teams had a beautiful game last year. Blew up multiple touchdowns, over 500 yards total offense for both teams. It was a great game that came down to a final drive, and that's the kind of game that, a lot of people are kind of expecting again. I just don't see that. I think both teams will definitely be more defensively sound. I think that they're matured. I think they both watched that game over and over. So when you get a chance to study, it's a lot different. I think Steelers are a better team, no doubt. I just think they're better overall around the ball. But in the places they lack, it can be helped by a strong front seven, which is their secondary. And their run game is, it shows up when it wants to. Mendenhall is a solid back, but sometimes he just disappears. It's a key injury. The starting center for the Steelers is out. That's key. Last game, it kind of could have went a little better had they not lost their center and fumbled by the end zone, which allowed the Jets to almost pull that victory off. I think that's going to be key, and that's something to watch to see how they blitz it or to see how this rookie center does against a big beast like B.J. Raji. Well, my prediction. I'm going to say the Packers in the close game by 4. I'm going to say 28-24 Packers. It's not just because I'm, going for the home team, but I solidly think that they can pull this victory off. I hope for a great game. I hope you guys enjoy the game. I hope you guys, come back and listen after the game and maybe see if something I said helped out. Till then, this is Sephdaddy. I'm out, and I hope to talk to y'all soon. I'll definitely be back on next week talking about new topics. Alright? So you guys keep it busy. Oh yeah, again, shout out to my cousin who had solo on the intro. Appreciate it, cuzzo. And I'll catch y'all later. Sephdaddy's out.